the whole time of April, you are going to be dealing with like, okay, I'm ready to let go of the things that I don't need anymore. It's okay. I'm not holding on to the old. I'm making way for the new. I'm purging myself. Also, it's a time for purging. It's a time for forgiving, for letting go. All these things are crucial right now. So definitely letting go. And a little bit of isolation will go a long way with you, Aries, okay? Now, the next thing we have is that on, okay, first of all, we have like a lot of reevaluations happening this month. Mostly all planets. Like, okay, there's Venus, Mercury, Saturn, and Pluto are all going retrograde. Okay? So there's a lot of reevaluation, going back, reevaluating what you've been doing for the past months. What is it? Like, almost like the karmas are catching up now, type of thing. So on the 9th, we have Mercury going retrograde, and it's in Taurus and then in Aries. So this is your sector of self-worth, and this is your sector of your persona, of your own personality. So Mercury retrograding here is going to make you really reevaluate, first of all, your finances. So definitely take some time to make sure that your finances are in order, because Mercury retrograde, remember, the devil's on the details. So recheck things, recheck statements, recheck any sort of budget situation. Do not leave it to, maybe if it works, maybe if I have the money. No. Make sure that you're being very, very on top of these things, your finances at the beginning of the month. And then at the end of the month, I see you, again, reevaluating what you have learned about what is it that I want to bring about myself. Am I making it clear to everybody in the world who I am? And that's your motto, I am. So Mercury is going to be able to give you, again, your reevaluation. Is this exactly how you want to be about it, Aries? Are you sure you want to get stuck with that? Or are you sure you want to take it like this? So by the end of the month, I see you, again, a lot of reevaluation on yourself. And it's a time to communicate things. Or it might be a time where you could, people don't understand you very well. But don't worry, be patient with yourself. Mercury retrograde is asking you, think before you speak. Is this really what you want to say? Is this really how you think? Is this really, don't be unconscious, because Mercury is a trickster. So if you're unconscious and you're just like, like you don't care, the least thing you expect, boom, Mercury's there and it's gonna trick you. So we don't want that. Now, on the 11th, we have the full moon. And this full moon is going to be a fantastic... Actually, let's get first to on the 6th. Sorry, on the 6th, we have actually Saturn retrograde. Let's get all the retrograde situations out of the way. So on the 6th, we have Mercury going retrograde. Saturn going retrograde. And Saturn is retrograding in your house of beliefs. Okay? So Saturn is grinding this concept on you, Aries. Aries, you need to check your perceptions about life. Are you perceiving things in such a way that is so pessimistic, so down, so like I'm a realist, like no, nothing's gonna work out, the world's gonna go horrible, like everything's gonna go horrible, I don't have faith on that, I can't have faith, like faith doesn't do anything to me, I can't have hope on that. This is really bad. Do not do it. You need to start looking for faith at this moment. You need to search, Aries. What is it that makes you fulfilled inside? What is it that makes you feel good inside? What is it that makes you feel that faith, that hope, that the Almighty of the universe is always going to help you? And this is such a crucial part of ourselves, because it's your ideals, practically. It has to do with your ideals. And it's such a crucial part of yourself, because if you don't have this, if you don't have this feeling of euphoria, of this feeling of I'm connected to God type of thing, or in your own way, I'm connected to source, I'm connected to something bigger than me that takes care of me, that watches out for me, that, that makes me see the beauty in things. This is the true wealth of life. This is the true wealth. You can have all the riches in the world, but if you cannot have this true wealth, then it's not going to work for anything else. So it's a time to reevaluate your perceptions. It's a time to reevaluate the the way that you think about the world, the way that you think about, yeah, where is your faith, where is it that you truly feel something, and a time to really be optimistic. So Saturn is going over these things, and it's going to make sure that you've learned all the lessons and that you didn't miss anything. So there's going to be a lot of reevaluation, a lot of reevaluating of your past actions. Now this is the time where you see the aftermath of those past actions. So great time. Definitely my best advice is just be positive. Even if it feels weird, be positive. Even if it feels scary to believe in something, it's actually where you're scared, that's where you're supposed to be going. Now, on the 20th, we have Pluto going retrograde. Okay, but before this, actually, Venus goes direct on the 15th. So finally, love is starting to come back into the world. The planet of love is finally waking up again. So at this time, Aries, you're really going to have, by the 15th, the middle of the month, you're really going to have the big, like, aha moment. Like, okay, I know what is it that I need in myself to make myself feel very fulfilled. And I learned my lesson that I wasn't following my true self. I wasn't taking care of myself first. And now it's very clear to me that this is my mission, that this is where I'm going to be going, that this is the step I'm going to take when it comes to love, when it comes to my finances, when it comes to my pleasures, when it comes to my self-love. Because Venus has to do with all these things right now. She's making sure that, and even the way that you look, you might be thinking, is this really how I want to look? Is this really the hair color I want to have? Is this really, I always wanted to, have it like this or have it like that. Or maybe I'm ready for a change. I'm ready to feel like renewed and reborn again. This is your rebirth, okay? So before this rebirth, letting go of the crap, letting go of the things that you don't need, and also, making it very clear. Mercury is going to be there, also reevaluating that, making it very clear to everybody, to everything, and to yourself, and to your mind. How is it that you want to be? And authenticity, because Uranus is still here. So it's talking about your authentic self, Aries. So by the end of the month, you're really going to be feeling lots of love for yourself. This is going to be fantastic. And you're going to be looking really sexy, all right? Because when Venus goes into the first house of self, you look hot, okay? Super hot, super sexy. You're feeling confident. You're feeling charming. You're feeling beautiful. And you're just attracting the things to you. So very, very, very good, Aries. Now, on the 20th, we have Pluto going retrograde. Okay, Pluto retrograde. This is when all the internal, like all the qualities of Pluto, which is transformation, death, rebirth, control, power, vulnerability, intimacy, seeing beyond the things, really having the power to go beyond. So Pluto here, when it goes retrograde, it's a time where you're actually going to be having an internal power, like it's not necessarily the power that's going to be outside of yourself, oozing out of yourself. It's going to be now a development of internal power, internal transformation, and internal, that you are owning your own power, that you are controlling yourself. You're internalizing now Pluto. You're internalizing it. And Pluto is in your house of career. So with this situation, Pluto being in your house of career and retrograding, now you're really going to start understanding like the power that you have when it comes to your career. Now, Pluto is a very strong planet. It's like explosive. It's like an atomic bomb. So if there is no transformation and transmutation, it will explode. Okay? Which means you can gain incredible power for your career and your successes and your purpose in life and your professionalism. But if you don't transform, you are not going to be able to transmute into this, and it's going to actually wither, and it's going to actually explode. Okay? So you're right now learning about how is it that you're going to transform your career and your purpose in life. How are you going to transmute it? How are you going to turn that lead into gold? And now it's the internal work, Aries. The internal work is going to start happening right now. So The best ways to transform is by controlling your thoughts, controlling your words, and controlling your actions. Because the only thing you actually have control over is yourself. You don't have control over anything else except yourself. And if we don't realize this, then we try to control everything around us or manipulate everything around us in our own favor because we don't want to actually control ourselves. So this is a time for internal transformation. It's a time where you're now, like everything that you've been experiencing so far, now you're actually going to start internalizing and experiencing like, oh my God, this is the aftermath of all of these actions, of all of these things. And I need to transform them. If not, I can end up in guilt, I can end up in jadedness, I can end up in all these things because life teaches you with lessons in suffering, you know. And I don't say suffering in a bad way, but you can't be afraid of suffering. You can't be afraid of those things. You can't be afraid of the polishing of your diamond. If not, you're never going to be that beautiful, sparkly diamond. Oh, by the way, diamond is the rock of Aries, so it's perfect. Okay, so that's gonna be good for 420. Ooh, it's gonna be good, and it's actually the beginning of Aries. That's the beginning of Taurus. Now, let's see. Your planet Mars is going to go into Gemini on the 21st. So at the beginning of the month, your planet is in your self-confidence, in your power to feel, I am worth it, I am going to do this, I am capable. So look at this, it's so fantastic. You really have your Mars, your ruling planet, really trying to propel you into be authentic, be yourself. You have the confidence to do it. You have the self-worth to do it. And you can own this. You're not procrastinating the situation. You're not procrastinating loving yourself at this moment. And really understanding that you have a lot of self-confidence in you to own. So at the beginning of the month, I see you very strong. I see money as well. But I could also see a lot of expenses. So you're wanting to make a lot of money, but at the same time you could be spending more. So be careful with that, Aries. Especially because I know that you like the finer things in life. Now, at the end, on the 21st, after the 21st, Mars is going to go into Gemini. And Gemini is your house of communication. So at the end of the month, I actually see you communicating, really trying to bring your point across, especially since, Mercury's retrograding. So by this time, you're really trying to make your point across. You're really trying to be misunderstood. However, Mars nonetheless is a very passionate planet. So if there's a lot of passion in this situation, you can end up arguing, okay? So warning you, Aries, go into conversations not feeling like you're going to be attacked by everything. This is a challenge. To not be in the defensive. So try this. Try that as much as you can to try to communicate in not to just be productive with your communication. Because if you channel it correctly, it could be very strong, straightforward, and to the point and honest. But if you let the emotions get a little too intense and too high, then there could be arguments, okay? Alrighty, so let's see what the cards have in store for you for Aries, April 2017. Aries, April. Oh, I love it! It's one of my favorite cards. It's Creative Project. It says, your soul longs to express itself in creative ways. We're guiding you to infuse artistry and creativity into your life. Creative expression makes you feel alive and excited and reignites passion towards your life. So, this is a card about find out some creative project. This is going to boost your self-confidence, going to make you feel good. Aries are very talented, very passionate about talents and what they love doing. So get into your hobbies, get into your, what you like doing. Especially at the end of the month, you could do a lot of things with your hands, okay? And, just to let the energy also diffuse. Creative projects are really good for that, for just at least calming the energies. There's a lot of retrograde, a lot of introspection, and a creative project is like a meditation on ecstasy. So get into some creative energy. Actually, to tell you, the energies have been so crazy for Venus retrograde that I decided to start coloring again. And this background that you see right here is something that I did. So get into some creative project and let it come out and let it express itself. And this is going to make you feel centered. This is going to make you feel good about yourself, which is exactly what you need to feel authentic, which is the lessons that you're having this month. Okay, Aries? All right, Aries, thank you so much for letting me do your reading for April 2017. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. Thank you for all the beautiful comments. I am so full of gratitude for all of you, and I hope that this message is of help to you and that it gets to your soul and that it reaches to your being. And I will be seeing you for more videos. Okay, Aries? Thank you. Bye.